Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, now time for the fact that makes your brain go. 73 years ago today, 1951, something was invented that totally changed the game and all of our lives exponentially better. Kenzie guessed the Declaration of Independence. And Case guessed Cheez-Its. Now, both those are wrong, but by the way, I did a little deep dive on Cheez-Its.
Me too.
And Kenzie was kind of saying that, 73 years ago, no way were they around then. Do you know Cheez-Its were invented 103 years ago?
Yeah, baby.
1921.
Cheez-Its.
Yeah, and like this little canister that I'm looking at, it was more like a metal tin. It says Cheez-Its now with tomato juice.
Ooh.
Is that weird?
It's weird to think the Great Depression was as bad as it was when they had Cheez-Its. A lot of families didn't eat, and it's like, go to the store and get some Cheez-Its.
Well, they couldn't
It was
afford
kind
Cheez-Its.
of the money. It wasn't a lack of food. It was no money.
You ever seen pictures of the Depression? Pictures?
It sucks.
They're on dirt roads,
I
and no
know.
shoes on. You think they could afford Cheez-Its?
And the weird thing is that wasn't, like, in the history of the world, it wasn't that long ago.
No.
1929.
Yeah.
Did you have to look up the Great Depression, too?
Yep.
You don't know what anything is.
Why? I wasn't there. Why am I supposed to have all these dates memorized and I wasn't there? Like, I understand if you're offended that I don't know, like, your birthday or something. Like, I know Brian's birthday because I wasn't there when you were born.
Thank you.
I've been around for your birthday celebrations.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, you take history classes in school, and you learn about stuff before you were born.
What am I,
It's
a
im-
textbook? Jesus.
It's important to know when things happened before you were
know
born.
the exact years of just everything?
I knew the Declaration of Independence was 1776.
And I knew kind of when the Depression was. I knew it was...
You knew the exact... I knew it was a long time ago. It's not like I was confused and thought it was maybe a year or two ago.
But there were the Roaring 20s, and then there was the Depression.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Right.
1929.
They didn't name the Depression after a year like the Roaring 20s, so I understand, Kenzie. I understand.
Jeez.
Okay,
You'll
let's
get a tattoo with all the history on me.
That'd be amazing, by the way, if you did it on your rib cage, like the whole history
What
of
does
the.
that mean? You're going to get a tattoo with all the history
Because
on
I'm supposed to
you.
be a walking textbook case, so I'm going to get all of the pages of a history textbook tattooed on my body.
You know what?
Because I'm supposed to have every single thing memorized.
I want to see the entire history of the Earth tattooed on you.
No, because I'm supposed to be a walking encyclopedia.
Do we have a
apparently.
tattoo artist out there that can write really small?
God.
That'd be hit us up.
I know what all the things are. Like, I know what the Great Depression is. I know what the Declaration of Independence is. Like, it's not like I've never heard of them.
Yep.
Jeez. Sorry, I wasn't having lunch with John Hancock. Good Lord. Tough crowd.
So anyway, back to the fact that changed all of our lives.
What was invented?
It wasn't Cheez-Its. It wasn't the Declaration of Independence. What happened on this date, 73 years ago, 1951, was the invention and the implementation of the first push-button controlled garage opener.
Oh, wow.
You want to talk about changing lives, especially this morning. It's 12 degrees. Can you imagine that you had to go out of your car, you warmed it up in the garage or whatever you did, and then you go open it manually, pull the garage up, and then drive out?
And this is 1950s?
1951.
1951.
Yes.
Man, they were using horses still, I thought.
They were not using horses in 51.
You sounded like a horse.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Family member reported another family member for doing something illegal in the house, and snitches get stitches, but not in this situation, or that's what they're asking here. The headline says of our email, reporting my brother on Facebook Marketplace for selling counterfeit products.
Ooh.
So didn't call the popo, didn't call the police in the situation.
Didn't call the popo.
Nope, didn't do that. She says, I'm a 24-year-old female, reported my brother, a 21-year-old male, today for selling counterfeit products on Facebook Marketplace. When I read that out loud, it just sounds hilarious.
What were they?
So we'll get to the email here. He's been unemployed for almost 2 years. He's not in school. He lives at home with my dad. Recently, he's been buying duplicate products of real items and listing them on Marketplace without clarifying they aren't originals. I told him...
Oh, like buying a little Fonel and selling it as if it's a Chanel, okay?
Grucci is, instead of
Yeah.
Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
So
Prada?
I've told him twice this was wrong, and he didn't get the message. So I reported his listing. My dad told me, instead of arguing and trying to prove your point that you're right, you should have taught and educated. turning him in was absolutely awful and wrong. It violates all trust. I would be absolutely furious with my sister if she did this to me versus talking to me and helping me out. Now, to her point, she did say she told him this is wrong twice.
Yeah.
I don't know why
so
Dad's
she
not.
did do that.
Dad's not hearing that part. And he said now the damage is done with both Facebook and your relationship. Don't be surprised if he doesn't communicate with you ever again.
Well, yeah, because he'd be in jail.
Could you go to jail though for doing that on Facebook Marketplace? You think?
If you were ripping people off,
So
don't
is
you
he?
think?
I guess he's saying it's like Gucci and it's not.
Yeah, I mean, if you're posting a Gucci bag and it's not one, because you're not supposed to buy those purses anyways.
Yeah.
And I'm not downing it. I have plenty, but you're not supposed to do that. That's like theft, and you knowingly bought a fake one and then you're selling it as an original. That's a scam. You can buy a fake one for like $50 and they go for thousands.
I bought a KBL subwoofer instead of a JBL subwoofer once, and it sounded just fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It worked out. I don't know if JBL, the company themselves, got upset about it, but I bought this. I think everybody's bought something. Have they? Counterfeit?
Well, yeah, I think that. Listen, if you're buying again, a Frada, and you're aware of it, that's fine. That's totally acceptable. It's just that if you buy a Frada and then you sell it to somebody as Prada, that's jacked up. That's the issue.
I guess would the cops get involved in that point, or we just get bumped off Facebook Marketplace forever? I don't know if anybody's in this situation.
I don't know. I think it probably depends. Like, isn't it a level of financial scam is what makes it, like when you hit a dollar amount?
I think so.
Okay.
So we don't know what's going to happen here, but that's the story that happened. Now, was she wrong for turning in her brother in this situation? Now, she did say she told him, but she didn't want people to get ripped off, and maybe he learned a lesson and won't do this anymore. I don't know.
Good for her. He's not working. Doesn't sound like he's trying to work. He's like not going to, not like, but he's a student. He's not doing that. He's bumming off of his dad. He lives there, and now he's scamming people. I think she's done like a good deed to society.
And she told him twice this was wrong.
Exactly.
It wasn't. The dad didn't hear that part. He quote didn't get the message.
Dad sounds like an enabler because he's living with dad and then scamming people, and he still feels bad for his son.
Yeah, it's kind of like the story we did yesterday and had the headlines where the guy ended up shoplifting with the 50 cops in the store at Walmart. Still knew they were there. He just didn't care.
Yeah, the dad just does not care.
And he doesn't just care after this. So you guys decide on this at 312-591-8300. Have you ever turned in a family member? Is this the right thing to do? She's asking us, and we're discussing it, so you can decide if she was right or wrong in doing that. 312-591-8300. Baby Daddy Dave is checking in here. Okay, Baby Daddy Dave, what's up? Ahoy.
Hey, ahoy, everybody.
Ahoy.
No, she was wrong.
Tell me why she was wrong.
I'll tell you. First of all, in this economy, it's difficult to buy stuff. And you're going to buy a knockoff for a really good price. It was none of her business in the first place. It's not like, you're going to go to jail for selling something that's not legit.
Yeah, but however, it
You're
appeared
scamming people out of money, though.
Well, there's a difference here. Baby Daddy Dave is saying if you're buying something that's not the real product, but otherwise, it looks like he made it look like it was the real product, and it's not the real product.
That's the issue. He can go buy these things at a discount. I don't think she's reporting him for buying counterfeit. That would be effed up. I'm on your side with that, Baby Daddy Dave.
Okay.
But the issue is...
But no.
Okay, go ahead.
No. Here's the situation. You're going on Facebook. That's the problem right there. You're going on Facebook. You don't know these people from God knows where.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to get something. Even if it's not the real thing. How many times you guys bought something that was not the real thing? It was a knockoff.
Well, as I said, I bought a KBL subwoofer instead of a JBL subwoofer.
I have a phone now, but it was on purpose.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're not caring when they get the knockoff. They're going to be like, it's the knockoff. Who cares? I'm going to tell my friends it's not.
Right. But you care if you paid the Chanel price. Then you care. If they paid a knockoff price, who cares? But he's upcharging.
Well, it's also it probably is it's somewhere in between, right? It's not like the full price of the Chanel.
Right. Yeah, you're getting a discount. It's an $800 bag that you bought for $50 because it's fake.
Yeah. Well, you're in the snitches get stitches phase on this Baby Daddy Dave, I guess, right?
I feel like he's
No, I don't think she should get snitches. I don't think she should get stitches for the situation, but I do believe that she should have mind her own business.
I like the pauses there for emphasis.
I feel like Baby Daddy Dave has this side business going on right now. He's like, I don't see a problem with this.
No, I don't have a side thing, but if I did, I would make sure that it would be in food.
Baby Daddy Dave, we love you. Tell all your 9 kids that we said hello.
I will.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Now let's get back to this. So I want to make it clear what she says in the post about her brother selling counterfeit products. She says, quote, he's buying duplicate products of real items, listing them on Marketplace without clarifying they are not originals. So the people that are buying it do think it's whatever whatever world it is of the products he's selling. They don't think it's something
So
that's...
yeah, you're scamming people because they think they're spending a higher price than what he's paying for it because he's advertising it as these real purses and products.
And I'm wondering, she reported to Facebook Marketplace. I don't think it's bounced from that. But can you go to jail for that? I don't know. But we do have Adam the cop checking in here. So, Adam, appreciate you calling in. I maybe have some insight on this.
Hey, Brian, how you guys doing?
We're doing awesome.
All right, yeah. So it rises to the level of criminality in regards to deceptive practice. You're selling one thing and advertising it as another. So therefore, you are the victim is the person that's spending more money on the product when they think it's real versus it being fake. So it's a level of deceptive practice. It can rise to even greater criminality in regards to continuing financial enterprise. And yes, Kenzie, there is a dollar amount that, the state's attorneys and, federal prosecutors want to see. Selling the knockoff product is, going to be illegal anyway, but for the most part, we're not going to worry about that stuff. Mm-hmm. But I also think the sister should have just minded her own business.
Wow!
After all that information.
I did not see that coming. That is a plot twist. Did M. Night Shyamalan write this phone call?
Come on. She's a nosy Nancy.
Says the officer.
You gave us such a clinical, perfectly clear answer on how wrong it was, and then you went,
totally.
Snitches get stitches.
Hey, exactly. I tell everybody that. Even my CIs, my informants. I'm like, hey, man, snitches get stitches. Just remember that.
Do they want to inform after you say that?
Yeah, because usually I have dirt on them, so they kind of
my God.
See, this is Chicago.
This is corrupt, baby.
This is Chicago PD right here, the show I love watching. Hank Boyd.
Next time I get pulled over for speeding, I'm going to be like, okay, nosy Nancy.
Exactly. It's called leverage. We all do it. You do it with your kids. You do it with everybody.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Locally here, Chicago is now in the top 5 for porch pirates in losses of revenue. Now, New York is number 1 with $1 billion in losses.
Wow.
$1 billion in losses. People
That's a big number, baby.
See,
What?
do you have a house? So if anybody ever stolen a package off your porch?
I have not had a package stolen, but I think Chicago is so different because no one's just in my neighborhood. I live in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right? In Chicago, people go walking through your neighborhood to get to destinations and all, you're part of the streets. Like, I feel like no one is specifically driven to my neighborhood, then walk
We're going to Kenzie's house to take stuff off the porch.
That's a bit out of the way.
Yeah.
And you're probably just going to open like a deodorant. So it's not even going to be a huge win. So I just think in Chicago, people walk past and see huge packages like, oh, I'm going to snag that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's this huge game plan.
The price structure of trying to steal from you, the gas money will ruin it. Whatever they
Exactly.
steal.
And honestly, everybody has Ring doorbells. So everyone screenshots people.
Yeah.
And I can get your car. I can get you and your post it. So it's not good.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a group of thieves sitting around like a desk, all in their ski masks? It's like the math it isn't mathing. It doesn't make sense to go to Kenzie. We got to go to somebody else. I got the calculator right here.
We have to do this on foot to save money. On foot.
They're on Google Maps mapping out gas stations and prices on the way to Porch Pirate Kenzie's house.
Well, they're on the Upside app.
Listen, I spend over $600 a month on gas.
Wow.
Over $600. So trust me, it's probably not worth it to steal my deodorant. I'm just throwing it out there.
You order your deodorant online?
Yeah.
What kind of deodorant do you use?
Dove.
You have to order that online?
No, like I just use like Amazon and stuff like that because you get a discount if you do like a monthly, like if you do for reoccurring.
You need monthly deodorant?
No, but you can select the months. So you could be like, would you like to make this a reoccurring purchase? And then you can select like 3 months, 4 months, and then you get a discount if you sign up for reoccurring.
That might,
So I do that.
might give me anxiety because I had to wait till the deodorant's almost gone. I got 3 more twists.
Yeah, where it kind of hurts to put it
And-
on because you're getting more plastic than actual deodorant.
The little white stuff, it looks like it's snowing because it's crumbling down.
Well, I
don't
use the
know.
Old Spice soft solid so you can shake a little bit of it to get it more up front. You kind of how people pack a pack
Like
of
a
cigarettes, they
gel?
smack a pig. Yeah, it's a little jelly. It's called soft solid.
Do you have to wait to put your shirt on then? That was my thing with the gels is I couldn't put it was wet.
I take the deodorant because you're right. If you put it on before, I'm going to have a white streak on my black T-shirt. So I put the shirt on and I take the deodorant and I suck it under the shirt and try not to touch any side going up to my armpit.
Fine. I'm talking about, the actual gel one that's wet. It dries
Oh, I
clear,
don't
which
like
is
that.
nice, but you have to wait. You have to fan out.
Yeah, I don't like that. I tried that one.
I'm in too much of a hurry all the time.
Yeah.
And now I just got 2 wet spots. So I'm like, it's deodorant. Sorry.
Oh, you know where the wet spots are?
Yeah, my deodorant.
In your armpits?
Not good.
Yeah, so soft solid is between that and a hard deal. I don't know how anybody can put a hard roll-on under their arms.
That's what I like.
Do you
Yeah,
really?
I just have the white roll. Like the white.
It's like putting sandpaper, like, urgh.
What deodorant do you buy?
Well, I told you I buy the soft solid. I switched to that so many years ago, I can barely remember what a hard one is. But it ran out.
Hey-oh,
Oh, yeah.
Haven't had a hard one in a while.
Yeah. So I remember, though, when my soft salad ran out, I grabbed Megan's, which smelled delightful, by the way.
Yes.
You guys didn't notice that
Lavender?
day.
No, she
Yeah.
smells very good.
Yeah. But I'm trying to put it on. I was feeling like I was, trying to like chalk on a sidewalk on my armpit.
Can I ask you something?
I don't know where this is going, but yeah.
Was Megan mad when you used her deodorant?
She didn't know. That's the first time I'm saying it.
Do you think she'd be mad because I ran out once and I used my husband's and he said he could tell because I have lotiony hands and he said it made his deodorant stick oily. He's like, did you touch it? Because I could feel the lotion.
He was mad that the container was oily.
Yeah. And he goes, you had lotion on when you did this? I'm like, yeah, I always have lotion on. And it bothered him that I used his deodorant. He goes, don't you have deodorant? And I'm like, well, I was out. And it really bothered him more than I was prepared for.
Yeah.
I'm like, how disgusting do you find me? Like, it's just deodorant.
I pictured him picking up his deodorant, and it just went, whoop, slipped out of his hand and right into his face, hit him in the eye.
Like Three Stooges?
Poor guy. Put your lotiony hands on his
feel so
deodorant.
bad for
And, like,
him.
I guess I am super lotiony because how did you know? Like, I can't even be like, no, it wasn't. Because how the hell did you know I did that at like 3 in the morning?
That's amazing.
I don't know.
Well, so listen, you can get your deodorant. You get the boxes, get them ordered. But, yeah, Chicago's number 3 after New York and Philadelphia. $262 million of packages have been stolen off porches in Chicago. Now, I don't know, to your point, Kenzie, I don't know if that means our entire listening area, which would include Elgin or just the city of Chicago. I don't know, but that's pretty high. And
That's really high.
And you're a bad person, by the way, doing
Me?
that. No, not.
Oh my God.
I just happened to be looking at you when I said that. You're a bad person stealing something off somebody's porch.
Oh my God.
Kenzie, when
You're
you
a bad person, by the way. I'm like, oh.
You're-
Can we
when you-
talk about this when we turn the microphones off? What
you
did
and
I
your
do?
lotiony hands on your husband's deodorant, you're a
he
bad
text you?
person. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh my God.
Oh, man. I've lost a package due to it being stolen before, and it sucks because you don't get the thing you want, but then sometimes you have to explain to the company, like, hey, I didn't get the thing, and then they don't believe you. I had a box of Manscaped products dropped off at my apartment once, which is a male grooming company.
Which means Case
So
has.
you have products shipped to you for hygiene?
So what happened was I had an ad deal with my professional wrestling podcast, and Manscaped.
You want to plug that right now?
Oh,
I do
Jeez,
not.
here we
Okay.
go.
That's a separate entity.
Okay.
And I had a box of Manscaped products sent to me. It was a shirt and a razor for parts of the male body. And that package disappeared, and then they didn't believe me when I said it was stolen, and I never got my shirt or my razor. And it still bothers me. That was 3 years ago.
That stinks.
I know.
That's too bad.
And you haven't been scaped now.
I haven't been scaped. You're right.
Ugh.
Case does not have hardwood floors, is what we're saying.
I know. I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We were just talking about how Chicago's number 3 in porch pirates. $262 million in product has been stolen off people's porches. New York's number 1 with over $1 billion. Philly is number 3 with $450 million. So Chicago's number 3 in porch pirates. And, you're a bad person if you take stuff off the porch. You're bad. Not Kenzie, but if you do that.
Thank you for clarifying. You paused. You said, and you're a bad person, by the way, looking at me, and then you stopped talking.
I was done with that statement.
I was like, okie doke.
He was better than traffic.
Sorry about that.
A couple more points on this. Last year for Halloween, not this year Halloween, but 2023, I was a porch pirate for Halloween, and no one got it. I had a pirate costume on with a box. And I thought it was pretty obvious.
An Amazon box.
An Amazon box. And Kenzie came up with it. And I thought it was good. I really did.
Is that why I'm a bad person? Because I wouldn't understand the costume.
How dare you recommend a costume no one had to get? I had to explain it all night at the Cubby Bear. But also, I had something happen to me where you said you lost something on your porch. Something actually legitimately got stolen. They didn't believe you.
Correct.
So we had something come. We were getting a big comforter for our bed. And it was outside. We live in a walk-up, so they left it outside. And then it was gone. And so we were like, oh, man, it got stolen. That thing was, I don't know what it cost, but over $100. And I was
So
like,
go ahead, Richie Pants. Well, how much was
no
it?
kidding. What was the thread count on that?
Way to tiptoe around that.
Yeah, okay, fine.
$14,000 comforter.
Yeah, Pottery Barn ain't cheap, Brian.
It was made of gold. The comforter. So we report it, and they sent us a new one. I'm like, oh, that worked out okay. And then the neighbor came over and said, I accidentally grabbed your box off your porch. Here's your comforter. So we had 2 of them. And I go, so what do? Do you send it back? I don't know what you're supposed to do at this point.
Did you even cross this bridge yet?
No, I didn't send it back.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Now we have 2 gold comforters in the house.
In case your baby spills on one, you've backup gold.
That must be nice.
Gold. I mean, they didn't want it back. I think Megan went to do it, and they're like, no, there was no way to say it, and I didn't want to explain it to anybody on customer service. So I said, we'll keep it. We'll take it.
My husband doesn't pay attention. I'm just going to leave it like that.
Except for your oily body and hands.
Yeah, except for my oil. And I think I was gone. I think it was Twisted Christmas last year. So I stayed downtown after one of the shows because we start really early. I wouldn't have seen anybody. I'd get home at midnight and leave at 3. So I stayed downtown. And so following Twisted Christmas, I went home and there was all these packages in my closet. And I'm like, gosh, I didn't order all this stuff. And I'm seeing companies I've never seen. I'm looking at the bags. None of them have our name on it. They all say our neighbor's name. Every single bag that he threw in my closet. So he picked up all these bags, brought them into the house, brought them upstairs, and put them in my closet. Also just assumed they'd be mine. They didn't have my name on them. They didn't check if they were his or for the kids, nothing. So I go over to my neighbor's house with a barrel. Like, it took a mini wagon. And when I knocked on the door and she saw everything, you should have seen her face. She goes, oh my gosh, I reported everything stolen to every single company. She goes, because it was all different companies. She had Target and Loft. She goes, well, there's no way they didn't just all get not get delivered. So she reported everything stolen. I go, my husband doesn't look at things. I'm really sorry. I was at Twisted Christmas. He's been in my closet for 2 days. I apologize.
Also, can I keep your doubles?
Yeah.
Can I keep everything?
You got some good stuff in here.
I apologize.
It's like Christmas for you.
She goes, no one believes me that just everything was stolen. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. How could every item be stolen? They pulled up with our U-Haul. Now, also, we had one more text coming because Kenzie was talking about buying her deodorant on Amazon, and we talked about deodorant for a little bit there. 630 checked in. My wife and I share deodorant. It's just what we do normally.
So I want to know, if you are sharing deodorant, do you go with a manly smell or a feminine smell?
Mine are manly because Old Spice it's called Stronger Swagger is the smell.
Boy, here we go.
Stronger Swagger.
You come over here and smell my armpit. It smells like a man. Stick your head in here.
Yeah, you know what? Let me get in there, big guy.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. And it lasts 24 hours like they say on the thing, the Old
But
Spice.
if you're split, I know Megan doesn't want to smell like that. So if you were sharing deodorant with her, what's the ground? What is it, like eucalyptus can go either way?
Ugh, I don't want to smell like eucalyptus.
What's the most gender neutral smell?
That's what lemon? That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't want to smell like a man.
Yeah.
This is testosterone or this is lavender.
If it's lemon, you smell like you cleaned your kitchen with your armpit. It's like,
What is if you're sharing deodorant, what's the scent you go for? Is it one of the ones that's like linen?
I don't want that.
No, I don't want that. I want bacon.
Well, that's not. Bacon.
If Megan smelled like bacon, listen, we'd have like 5 more kids.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.